I definitely want to reach out and introduce you, but to let everyone know a little bit about who we are. I'm Darlene. I'm the National Digital Sales Manager with SeniorLivingGuide.com. We are hosting this webinar today, and this is Mark Tuminello. I hope I pronounced that correctly, and he is with HeartLegacy. So we're super excited to have Mark with us today. So a little bit about who Senior Living Guide is. We have a print product. We are a senior housing and resource print product in the states of, we're statewide in all these states, state of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, providing seniors and their caregivers with a one-stop shop opportunity to really find what they're looking for and what their needs are in all of these states. And then we're also an online resource nationally for everything senior housing and resources as well. And then we also offer content opportunities and social collaboration opportunities as well. So that's really what we do. And we've really started partnering with some of the folks that we work with in order to kind of reach out and share different ways that we can help our clients help them, just kind of helping them. And that's how we decided to kind of work with you, Mark. And this is really the first in what is going to be a series of educational webinars moving forward. So we're really excited that everyone was able to jump on and really be part of what is going to be really the first in a series of webinars. So I'd like to introduce Mark, and Mark can tell you a little bit about himself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for being on. I think a lot of us are sort of zoomed out at times, so we're really going to make this high level, and I hope you can get 2 or 3 nuggets from the next 20, 30 minutes that we spend going over virtual tours. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If everyone wouldn't mind, please mute your phones. Otherwise, it can disrupt some of the videos that we're going to show you. And if also your chat, if you just go to the chat box, the Q&A piece, and if you want to ask questions, please do so. Once the presentation's over, we will answer some of those questions, but if there's a long list, there's quite a few people today, we will respond back. And at the end, you're also going to have contact information from Darlene and myself, and she's going to send out some information after the webinar, so that if you'd like to contact us and get some of the information that we have shown today, we're happy to share it with you. And so we'll go from there. So please mute your phones. Again, you got the chat box, Q&A, so put those in at any time you want, and we'll address those later. So let's go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
So today we're going to go over a few things. We're going to start with just talking about what do we mean a virtual tour. So many of you today very likely have done a virtual, actually posted a virtual tour. Maybe you have it on your website. So you've captured content. Some of you have thought about it and have not moved forward. Some of you have maybe done informal ones, you leveraging your phone and then posted it up to Facebook. We're going to talk to you about different ways and different types of virtual tours that you can leverage. We're going to talk about why. Why in the world am I going to do a virtual tour? What's the benefit for our community? Is it going to help us grow? Is it just to showcase our community? What is it for? And then let's talk about actually getting in and how do we produce a virtual tour that's going to be engaging and is going to get people to respond to your community. So we're going to really dig in and talk about tips for creating your own video, if you want to go that route, advantages for outsourcing. So if you want to utilize a videographer or another company, we want to talk to you a little bit about that. And then let's talk about formal versus an informal virtual tour. And then your virtual tour is built, what do you do with it? Well, share it. Well, what do you mean share it? How are we going to share it? Where are you going to share it? And where are you going to get the most bang for your buck, and where you can be able to leverage it the most. So that's where we're going. So, a lot of people with virtual tours, the first thing they talk about is, I go to realtors all the time. I look at their websites and I see 3D images. And I see them go really from room to room, and it's really showing more how many square feet are rooms and things like that. We really want to talk a little bit about virtual tours that include sound effects, music, narration, points of interest. What's different between a senior living virtual tour versus other virtual tours? I mean, one thing that we know, each and every one of you that's out there watching this today, I mean, number one thing is you are great at building trust. Everything you do is around trust. So think about telling your story and thinking about how you can incorporate that into your virtual tour. Benefits. Boy, everyone wants to know what the benefits are going to be. 79% of prospects begin their search online. Well, who is your audience? Today, your audience is baby boomers, and baby boomers are online 2+ hours each and every day, 7 days a week. I mean, that's almost unreal. So if you don't have something online today, you're missing out on the majority of the people who are searching for you, who want to understand what a senior living community is, what a nursing home is, what's the difference, what's a rehab. All of those questions they want answers for. And both, actually, Darlene's company and my company can help you with those things. So it's extremely important that you have visibility out there, and not just once in a while. So you might post something and think, wow, look what we did, this is amazing. What about that marketing muscle memory, that consistent outreach, where when people, if they're on there 2.5 hours each day, they're going to your website, they already know you before they call you. So if they're going to your website, they're online, let's put your best foot forward and let's show them how great the community is. Let's show them the engagement between staff and between residents, and a lot more than that. Generating leads and showcasing your community. So really, how am I going to generate leads from doing a virtual tour? Well, it's going to take your breath away if you are consistent in showing. You're also going to see that the #1 page that they will go to, if you have a virtual tour on your website, will be your virtual tour. And they will stay on there and go back and back. Because what's going to happen is they're going to visualize themselves as they're watching. When we show you how to capture sort of best tips and tricks on capturing a video, you can actually visualize yourself walking into an apartment. Visualize walking into that common area room. Visualize yourself walking into the happy hour area, the pool, outside, whatever it may be. They stay on there and they watch it over and over again, whether it be the potential resident or its families or its aunts or its uncles, all looking as they're all socializing, where's the best place for my mom and dad?
Yeah. One of the best things about our website is we allow our clients to put their virtual tours on their listing pages on our website, so they're getting additional exposure.
Exactly. And we want it consistent. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. We also know that, let's say they're starting the process 4 months ago, and they're going through the process, trying to figure out what the right place is, and they're consistently seeing your community's name. Whether you work for a company that has 30 communities or has 1 community, right? You're drawing from all those outside communities, not just in the city that your community sits in. So as they're going through that process and they're getting close to getting information and wanting to reach out to you to either get a tour or just to get information, we want that group to reach out to you first. The only way they're going to do that is if it's that subliminal, constant, wow, these people really know what they're doing. They're not afraid to put themselves out there. I really like what they have to say. Mm-hmm. So think about how you might be able to consistently draw on that social media and from your live website. Well, today, obviously, things are a lot tougher, right? Absolutely. And all of you have a story about how difficult it is. If you can't bring your family to the community, let's bring the community to your family. So let's show them these beautiful websites where they're all sitting around and literally putting themselves in your community. Let's don't have them put it in somebody else's community. Let's have them see who you are, what you have. The other great thing about this is when they do reach out to you, they now have information. They're not just saying, yeah, tell me about you. Hey, I already know a little bit about you. These are some specific questions I would really like you to answer for me. What a better way to get started than just, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. So it really allows you to prepare prior to getting on the phone with that person. And we'll talk about other ways that you can reach out to them to really build that trust, right? Sort of putting a face to a name, adding that personal touch, and building trust immediately. So again, important as a benefit is they are visualizing themselves. That's something that we hear all the time when people are moving in. And we also want to talk about how many people throughout our over 1,000 communities that we have today in our portfolio, how many of those have actually gotten deposits prior to even seeing the community. And this is even prior to COVID, so we'll go into that. So benefits. So let's talk about engagement. I mean, how are we going to engage? So now let's really sort of dig into, okay, I'm doing this project. Here we go. What do we do? So ensure you have smooth transitions. So what I mean by smooth transitions is just go slow. Don't hurry it up. Take it easy. The most important thing you can do, content is king. A lot of content. If you're going to send and try to do a video out of a 15-minute video and or pictures, it's not going to work. Take as much content as you possibly can. Crowdsource. Have 5 or 6 people video, all in different areas. And then when you go to pull that together and edit it, it gives that editor or the app, if you're working with an app, or the company that you're working with, it gives them a lot of content where they're able to put your best foot forward all the time. You don't have to worry about making mistakes, too much movement in there. You went too fast, you panned too many times over a certain spot. You can actually take your time, just put out a lot of content. Make sure that when you're videoing that you have high definition video. So, I think it's really important that you have at least a 1080 HD camera. A lot of the iPads have those. Your iPhones have them now. So at least at that level or higher, you're going to get good resolution. You're going to get good sound. You're going to get good stabilization. You're going to get good color. So you don't have to be a videographer to make a beautiful video, and we're going to show you that just in a few minutes. Make sure you're panning everything. Don't forget anything. What's important to you might not be as important to your viewer, or what's important to your viewer you might have missed a couple areas. So don't. Make sure that you are completely covering all your spaces. Again, some people love to be outside. Some people love to have a library. Some people, just love different parts of the community. And we want to make sure that they're comfortable in seeing those areas so that they start leaning towards your community. Compatible with all devices. Again, that's really with your editing. Sometimes that can be tough. You want to make sure that when it's sent over to different devices that your family members have, if you want to share, if it's a collaborative effort to decide where my mom and dad are going to stay, you want everyone to be able to view it on their phones, on their iPads, going to your website, and your website can then also be viewed on their phones. That's all extremely important. Probably one of the biggest differences, and I think the biggest advantage that you all have sitting here today is nobody knows the community and nobody knows senior living like you. You're in senior living because maybe an event, you just absolutely love senior people. You're not there just because of happenstance. You're there for a reason. And those stories are amazing. And you can tell that story in every video you produce, including a virtual tour. So it's really great when you can collaborate with someone that's about to edit your video and sort of do the heavy lifting on the back end, because you're doing the capturing on the front end. You just send an email to them and tell them your story, because your story is going to resonate really well with the viewer. There's going to be passion and emotion, which probably, and trust. Probably those are the 3 biggest assets that each and every one of you have that are sitting out there. And that translates into the video. So extremely important, because it's emotional, and it's an emotion. It's very emotional to watch, to think about my mom moving into a facility. So it really blends in really well together. Versus, and I love realtors' websites and things like that, but I really love the emotion and the story that's being told when some of our communities come up with these just amazing ideas, and then they get excited about talking to the editors about the story that they're telling and how they want to tell it. So that's also just a great advantage that you guys have. So think about that. All right, let's dig into some options here. You know, first option is, all right, let's go hire a videographer. You know, your marketing team, your brand is important to you. Your marketing standards are important to you. So, you know, it's high quality, right? They're creative. They know what they're doing. They're definitely going to take your brand guidelines and they're going to make it happen exactly the way you want. It's going to take a large budget. It takes a lot of time, a time investment and logistics. And what do I mean by that is they come in and they have 6, 7, 8 people. They have green screens. You've got to clean out different rooms in different areas. So can be some disruption there. You know, you're going to get a great quality. It's a very large budget for just one video. But you know what? A lot of people like that. And there are some people that want to maybe get more bang for their buck and keep that, as I mentioned, that marketing muscle memory that's out there so that we don't drop the ball and people are constantly seeing your name and it's subliminal and it's starting to get a great memory with these people of who you are. They'll actually have your name, they'll have your phone number, your community written down way before they even call you. So that's one option for you. How about create your own? Right? We all have smartphones. We all know how to capture pictures and we all know how to shoot video, we think, right? And you know what? Go ahead and search. There's tons of editing apps, tons of software that you can choose from to then work on the back end to ensure that the video looks good. Online tutorials to help you, right? Make sure you get your whole team involved. What's the big concern here? I just wish I could see everyone out there in the audience. Half of the people are going, you think I have time to capture it, edit it, find a software? And the other half of the people are going, software editing, what are you talking about? I'm 12 hours a day as it is now. You know, I have things that are more important. I can capture the content and I can tell a story. I'm not sure if I can edit the software. I'm not sure if I can make it consumable for social media on my live website. How about this? Today, of every senior living community that's out there, and I'm talking about rehab, I'm talking about nursing home, assisted memory, AL, everything. 15% of communities today leverage social media with video. That's it. That's consumable for social media and video.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. You think that it's out there, it's not. So get some guidance, and people are out there that can really help you on what's the right cadence, how many videos do I need to do in the course of a year, in the course of a month, where am I going to get the most leverage? How am I able to track my results? What are good results? What is great? What is okay? All of that information you will get, and you will see definitely an increase in your social media movement, but you'll also take the breadcrumbs and see where your leads are coming from. You'll see an increase in inquiries through your web or calling in, and you'll also see a huge increase in job applications.
Yeah.
So people see these, they're not quite sure about senior living, they love healthcare, there's something that's driving them to them, and now they start seeing this and you get more applications. The wonderful thing about that is we actually also have a tool that then you can have laser focus on that applicant that you see might be a culture fit, because you know there's another 15 other applications that person has sent out to other senior living communities. Very similar to when you get a lead from like a Place for Moms or any agency like that. They're not just sending it to you, they're sending it to many. So how can you get to that person first? And we'll talk about that here in a moment. So Darlene, anything else on that? I know you were talking a little bit about creating your own, and you thought that would be a difficult way to go.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be a difficult way to go. And I do want to hit a little bit on something that might be slightly off topic, but on the social side, if you even post an image and post it on social media and then post a video of the same activity with the same content, you will see the engagement and how many people are able to see what Facebook will show that same content with a video. You will see that you will have so many more eyeballs in your audience just because you posted a video over an image. We've actually tested this in before, where if you're showing content with no image, content with an image, and then content with a video with the exact same content on the exact same Facebook page, you'll see Facebook will show it 100 times more on a video, even less on an image, and then pretty much nothing if you post content with no image. So more video will get you more eyeballs, for sure.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's capture some content in a senior living community. And right after this, I'm going to show you some examples of some of our customers and some virtual tours.
I love this one.
Well, it's so funny because folks, please put landscape mode for any type of video that you're sending, especially if it's going to be a tour. Don't do it vertically, otherwise you have these big black areas on both sides. You're not showing the entire room. You're just not getting enough out of it. Always landscape mode. These are simple, right? These are very simple, yet still people don't do it, and then it wastes a lot of your time because you're going back having to redo it sometimes. So stabilize your phone just by holding your arms in. It will stabilize it for you. You can get a selfie stick, still put your arms in, elbows, press them in. Stand in corners and pan. Everything looks better. And it shows a broader view, and the room just looks bigger. Alternate your pan in different areas, going left to right and right to left. Don't pan back and forth a bunch of times because they can see the video again. They can go back to your website and see it, or they'll find it back on social media if they're seeing, if it was posted. And slow is always better. Going fast is not going to help at all. It blurs it. You need a lot of editing on that. Just take it nice and easy. I'm going to show you an entire room that you can do in literally this room in, you can capture all of this content in 15 minutes going slow. You start outside the unit and capture the front door and then slowly walk in. I also think capturing the apartment number is a good idea. So this is, to me, one of the most important things. And I think I have a video that I'm going to show you where we have some of us actually doing it. So because as you're walking from in the front door, they're visualizing themselves walking in there. Wow, this is nice. Wow, this bed is beautiful. So we want them to place themselves in the person's capturing the content shoes. We want them to visualize themselves in your community. We want them to be comfortable. We want them to see the warmth. We want them to see all that you have, including the amenities. But slow and easy. The kitchen, you stand and pan from the left to the right in the kitchen. Slow. Try to show not just cabinets, but also the stove, the refrigerator, and make it one simple pan. Living room, again, stand in the corner, pan from right to left in the living room. The bedroom, you stand in the corner and you pan, showing the entire bed. That's one of the most common questions asked, how big is the bed? And then move all the way from left to right. The closet, take your from the closet, go down from the bottom and move all the way up to the top. And a lot of that is because they want to make sure they got enough room for their shoes, and they're visualizing it, and take it from the top to the bottom. Bathroom, start outside the door. Make sure that you hit the vanity first as you're walking in, and then pan over the shower. Now, as you're coming back around, you want to either smile and put yourself in the mirror and wave, or not capture yourself and you move back outside the door and just pan through the mirror. That will take 15 minutes for you to do that entire area. Then let the editor grab it, put it together. I mean, and it's a big part of a virtual tour. They want to see the apartment. They don't just want to see the outside and the amenities. So let's see what this might look like. Let's see. All of these were captured at the community level, either by the activity director, by the ED, or by the director of sales. That's typically who captures these. Many of them crowdsource. Once these particular videos are HeartLegacy videos, meaning that these are our customers. So just so that you know, once they capture it, it streams over to HeartLegacy automatically, and then the editors do their work and send it back and make it beautiful. When these come to us, they are not beautiful. There is shaking. There needs color correction. It needs some work. And then you have creative folks on the other end. Then it goes back to the final approver. I am going to do a disclaimer, everyone. We are on Zoom. Zoom has been, as you know, almost overused. So unfortunately, sometimes these are a little fuzzy, and they will, the voice will be just a little bit behind. That's because I'm streaming it from my computer through Zoom to you. But I still think you'll enjoy them. So let's give it a go.
Trosper has lived at the Landon for 10 years. In fact, she moved in the year they opened. And I reflect on those 10 years. Living at the Landon is all about lifestyle and location for convenience. Mom has been embraced by the management and the fellow residents. In fact, she told me once that she felt more welcome and included here than any place she's ever lived. So we just feel very secure as a family that she's in a safe and good environment, and she has a lovely apartment that she's comfortable in and is familiar with. So I would say thumbs up to Grace Management, because she does have a graceful lifestyle.
You know what I liked best about that video, Mark? The
What's
daughter.
that?
The daughter was the one that provided the tour per se.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was her mom that was standing up in the door. She's actually the daughter, which is really something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really not.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So folks, think about this. So they produced a 2-for-1 almost. And what I mean by that is, this was a referral, it was a testimonial, and it was a virtual tour all in one. Just a great job. So, that comes over as you first saw it. That's the intro. This is the outro you're looking at now. The music, all of that is done by, the editing team. So all the heavy lifting away from the community, so they don't have to think about it. All they got to do is look at it, view it. If they want some changes, make changes, or hey, let's go. Let's get this up on social media. Let's get it on our website. So yeah, I really like that one too. I'm going to play a couple for you folks, if you don't mind. I think our timing is pretty good.
Welcome to Base and Assisted Living and Memory Care. Not only the best place to live, but also the best place to work. Come on inside.
Upon entry, we have our grand parlor that connects to our bistro. This is where the residents will have refreshments as well as check their mail.
Welcome to our back patio where we have our fountain and our outdoor furniture.
Welcome to our library. Welcome to the Sky Lounge. This is another area for socialization and games. Get me. Now I know what you're thinking. This is not where I get my hair cut. So you're safe. We will have hired professionals here for manicures, pedicures, and all your hair accessory needs. Welcome to our movie theater, where we will show different movies from different eras of time.
We are now in our secured back patio of the memory care community. We will enjoy ice cream socials, different activities such as live music, and even reminiscing.
Welcome to our spacious and luxurious community room, where we hold cooking classes, Catholic communion, private birthday parties, town hall meetings, and many more. 100. Welcome to the Wellness Center. It's open 24 hours a day for the residents, and we will have physical therapy, occupational therapy, as well as speech therapy in this room right here. Welcome to the dining hall, where we allow anytime dining for our residents. And now, to one of our assisted living studio apartments. Come on in. Our assisted living apartments range from different studio styles, 1 bedrooms, and even 2 bedrooms. All of our memory care apartments are studio style, which still allows for a full-size bed and medium-sized furniture and enough room for the resident. Thanks for joining us for our virtual tour. We'd love to see you in person sometime. And remember, age fearlessly and live colorfully.
And he had
Well,
tons of personality. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead. He's
Yeah.
just going to talk about him. I've never met him, but he is, for everyone that's out there, y'all have these superstars that have a lot of talent and energy, and you put them on a project like this and they're just going to run with it. And it's so exciting, as he has just got a lot of personality. It was wonderful. The other thing that I was going to mention to y'all is you can see some of the splicing and cutting in there. That's really difficult to do. And, I really encourage you to either, if you're a good editor, do it yourself. If not, utilize a company that can do it for you, because it's very, very important to have that seamless movement throughout the video, because it's definitely important for the families. If it's choppy, they're just not going to get the feel of your community. If it's smooth and easy and engaging, they're going to really gravitate to it.
Yeah, and that was a short video. It was a fun video. So you literally saw the entire community within just a few minutes. It was enough to say, that looks like a fun, beautiful place to be.
Yes. So the average video today for virtual videos, at least in our world, is we try to keep it between 2 minutes and 15 seconds and 2.5 minutes. To capture that content, that was 3 people that captured it, and it was just a little over an hour. It was about an hour and about 75 minutes worth of content that streamed, and then we take it from there. So let me see if I have another one that we can play, and then we'll. I wanted to show that community because this is an older community. It's a CCRC in California, and they've done a refresh, but it's an older community. So some of you that might have a mixture of new communities, older communities, in between, whatever, they showed a lot of the amenities, and it was a little staged, but it's done them very well. They've gotten a tremendous amount of inquiries since they posted that, and I think they did a really good job there. So I wanted to show it because if you have a community that you're visualizing now how you would capture it, there are great ways to do it, and there are people that can help you to put your best foot forward and show the wonderful things that are there. The one thing that just my personal opinion on that particular one, I would have had some people in that video to warm it up a little bit, but it's done them well, and they've gotten a lot of hits and likes. So anything on that one, Darlene?
No, I did notice on that one, I could tell after you talked about, how you panned and things like that, how they were kind of following those instructions, where if I'd never done this, I think I probably would have done this as well, where you're panning back and forth. I noticed they did not really do the panning back and forth. They really tried to avoid that going through that apartment. So I saw where they kind of followed that instructions to make it where it was more like walking through the apartment, even though you could tell it was smaller and there seemed to be quite a few mirrors, which had to make it problematic to kind of film in there as well. So I did notice where, the instructions you had in the beginning, they were really following those instructions. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit. In the beginning, when I was showing you the different subjects that we're going to go over, this is the informal virtual tour. So instant video messaging, the actual name of this tool is called Sales Mail, and the genesis behind it originally was to help the sales directors to get in front of their prospects, get in front of their referral sources, putting a face to a name, adding a personal touch, and building that trust immediately. So what this really is a virtual video business card. With COVID, and even before COVID, we have a couple super users that have taken this and they do a three-prong approach where they immediately, when a lead comes in, they send them a sales mail. This is all branded for the community and for an individual user inside your community. Your logo's on top. It's a clickable link back to your website. This is their contact information. These are 3 minutes max in length. They are not edited. But you will see that they take tours with these. Now, I will tell you that the ones I'm showing today do not have the flip camera on it. That's our newest feature to this. So there's been so many tours that these directors or even ADs and EDs have been taking. It was a huge request, and so our engineers went ahead and put a where the camera has the ability to flip outward. So it's selfie mode. She uses a selfie stick here. She can just hit a button and it'll turn the camera around as she's walking. The great thing about that is it's sort of a subliminal tour while you're talking to that particular person. What I really like about this one is she had already talked to these folks, but you're going to see this particular message back to them is specific to what they were asking for. I really like that. So tell me your thoughts on that.
Good morning, Bob. It's Heather here from the Lakeside on Amelia Island. Just wanted to send a quick video and say thank you for taking the time to spend a little bit with me yesterday and let me take you on a virtual tour. Thought I would follow up by showing you one of the apartments that we didn't get to see yesterday. I mentioned it when I was on the golf cart. This is a 2-bedroom apartment, which has plenty of space. There's the kitchen right behind me. I'm standing in the family living area here. That's the master bedroom right behind me. And then right over here is the porch that I mentioned. So this is right on the first floor, right next to some parking. So I know that that was something that we talked about, so that you would have quick access to your vehicle. So just wanted to show you that. And I'm also just going to show you real quickly the the master bedroom here in this apartment, because it is different than the one that I showed you. It's larger by a good bit. Hard to see without furniture in it. And then here is the bathroom. So it is larger as well. We've got double vanities there, built-in medicine cabinet. This closet is a little bit bigger, and we still have that beautiful glass enclosure in the bathroom. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions about this specifically, let me know, and I will hope to talk to you again soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks again, Bob.
So Darlene can tell you all about this solution because she uses it. She uses our sales mail. So
yeah, I sure do.
Yeah,
so my thing with this is what's great about, and I'll just keep this super short and brief. We clearly don't have communities because this is not what we're utilizing this for. And I noticed, just FYI for everyone, this was a little bit fuzzy when it played, and it's crisp in real life. It's definitely the Zoom. But I wanted to just kind of let you guys know what I love about this one in particular is that people buy from people they like, people that they connect with. And when they meet people, I mean, they really want to feel a connection to someone. And when they can't meet them in real life, but this she's already talked to, she's talking to them on the phone, they're able to connect with them. They have a commitment per se because they're connecting with her, even if it is video. They're touring it. It's just as much as you can get right now with the COVID. So this is one thing that I really like, and it's got clickable email, her phone number, all the information, her logo, everything, so they can't forget where this particular tour or this community might be located. But I am actually using sales mail, reaching out to new clients, current clients. I utilized it in a virtual conference that I did a couple weeks ago, and it worked incredibly well. So I think it's something that everyone that works in reaching out to people that they can't go sit and have a coffee with in 2020 during COVID, or even after, to be very frank with you, I think it's good for a long, long period of time. I don't think it's even just specifically during COVID, that you can really connect with people. And you don't do a big email with it. You can really say everything you would want to say in an email. It's just something very relaxing. I love it. It works really well, and it has analytics that go with it, so you can kind of really see if people are actually watching your sales mail.
Yeah, you get push notifications, let you know they're viewing it. You get to track your opens and your views. Now, here's another great feature that really the salespeople love. You can save your videos as favorites. So if you decide to do a generic tour or a generic response to someone that's just inquired, you can record it, save it as a favorite, put a title on it, and then instead of re-recording, you just go back and send that one out. So you'll see a lot of people start keeping their favorites and reuse them. But the response rate compared to a regular email, black and white email and inbox, is over 30% higher. So people are going to view it, they're going to look at it, they're going to go, OMG, how did you do this? All of those types of things, but it gives you the ability and the opportunity to have a conversation with them. And that's what it's all about. Thanking people, shout outs. A lot of communities use it internally at a leadership level, reaching out to their teams. We have CEOs that have used it for COVID updates for internal, not necessarily external. Just a lot of different things you can use with it. We've had hundreds and hundreds of deposits without people walking into the community leveraging this tool. So they are putting their face to the name there. They are building that relationship. They are building trust. I would say the only negative and the only probably hurdle or challenge you would have is if you are not someone that feels comfortable putting your face in front of a camera. Then you're going to struggle just a bit. So you have to get comfortable with it. But when your colleagues are getting the results that are, higher than they were getting before, and you're seeing that, then you'll start leveraging it. It's a fun tool, a lot of fun.
And you can do it on your desktop or phone. So it's not just a phone app. You can do it on your desktop.
That's right. You have a desktop as well. So, well, I think time to sum it up. It might have been a little too long. Not quite. So let's just go over a quick summary and then open it up for questions. So we know video's here to stay. There's no doubt about it. It's powerful. Video has surpassed TV as the most watched medium in the world. So it's not going anywhere. So how can you leverage it? What can you do to help yourself be more successful? Video, think of it literally as a tool in your tool bag. You guys work so hard. You're already doing half of the stuff. Now leverage this tool so that you can start getting more views, more visibility, more leads, more referral sources, more families having peace of mind as they're seeing what's inside the community on a regular basis. Perception's reality. We know that. So I would say that Senior Living maybe has not done the greatest job in the world on educating the outside community on really what you're doing, where your passion is, how much you love your residents, the connection they have, and this is another way to tell that story. Best of both worlds. Of course, that's selfish. That's the, you know, HeartLegacy is what we call the best of both worlds, meaning that, you know, we have you download the app, you capture the content, and we do the heavy lifting. I really think in the world that you're in and all the responsibilities that you have, it's really tough to take on editing your own, finding tutorials that help you, and doing all of that. Just let it stream over, approve it, or ask for some changes and get it out there. And let's keep that consistent marketing for your community out there on a regular basis. Strong marketing power and education. So that's my story, everybody. And guess what? I'm sticking to it no matter what. That's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what time it is. It's covered by the, yeah, I'm not even sure. Well, I appreciate everyone's time today, and we want to definitely open it up for questions. And I want to thank Mark first and foremost for his time today. I know that your time is important and valuable as well. And we really appreciate you joining us here. Did we have any questions? I'm trying to pull up the chat box here. So I see Karen has a question on, so when you do packages, or do you sell packages here, Mark, do you sell video in the sales mail, or is that something you package together, or do you sell them separately, or how does that work?
We have them as a package together or individually. You can utilize sales mail on its own, or you can have it inside your engagement platform. Either way. Okay.
All right. And do you do these across the nation, or are you limited to a certain area, or?
No, we're not. We're nationwide and in Canada. So we have customers from California to Florida to Maine to Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have Kurt Fowler who asked, how is it priced?
Very reasonably, very cost effective.
Very cost effective.
So yeah, we're going to send some stuff out, and then I'll send you some pricing if you want. Need to have just a little bit of information.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I do have a question from Sarah Mitchner. She asked if you recommend showing resident life in the videos or wait until they're in-house tour visiting.
Well, say that one more time.
Oh, she says, do you recommend showing residents life in the videos or wait until in-house tour visiting?
Oh, no. I think if you can show residents life, I mean, right now, today, because of COVID, you know, showing your community is still great with residents in it, but you just have to ensure that you are meeting all the guidelines of the pandemic, right? So that you are social distancing, you know, having staff members cleaning stuff in the background, all of that would be a great message to get out there. We have many communities that are doing that just to show the outside world, and a lot of this is for the families as well, so that they know, and they're getting tons of responses back from families and other people, and they're getting more inquiries, because that was a question that, you know, the people that are looking for a community are having. Are they, you know, doing the things that they're supposed to do? Well, they are, but sometimes you just don't get that word out. You think you are, but you're not.
Right. I mean, I have to agree with you. I think that having some residents that are definitely social distancing, that gives that person that's looking the ability to know that if I put my mom there, they're making good choices, where my mom's not going to get sick. And even showing where they're showing, you know, window visits potentially, or, you know, some of those things where I'm going to be able to see my mom if she goes there, that I'm not going to be cut off, you know, some of those things, to know that there's some contact if that's something that's a concern. those are some things potentially to consider. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly the same. That's exactly what we think all the time. I mean, so, you know, you have to get your name out there on a consistent basis and putting your best foot forward. I mean, that's the easiest way for me to say it. Video is a great vehicle to help your sales teams, help your activity directors to get what they're already doing out there. I mean, I would love it if I'm a sales director and I'm looking, especially after all that's happened here recently, how can I stay engaged with my pipeline? How can I shorten my sales cycle? Combination of videos going out and then leveraging that sales mail tool, you will see a huge increase. It won't be in the first 30 days. It might not even be in 60, but at that 90-day count, you will start seeing a huge difference.
Right.
So it's the consistency. That's what it is. And, you know, you have a great tool here to do it, and you got people that can help you with it. And it's not going to take up a lot of time.
Yeah. I had a comment from Nanette. She says, I love sales mail. Everyone opens and views the brief video. So that's another feedback regarding the sales mail. So definitely have some positives coming back from the sales mail usage. So that's all good stuff. Also heard another comment, consistency with branding tool too. So getting some really good feedback there. So
good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and everyone has our contact information.
Good.
All right.
All right. Have a great week and a great weekend. Be safe and be happy.
Thank you everyone for your time. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.